You cut your finger this morning and you reached for a bandage. Last year you had surgery. You were unconscious for 20 minutes. When your back goes out, there is a pill for that. But for 300,000 years, none of that existed. No hospitals, no painkillers, no anesthesia, no surgeon, just a human body, an injury, and whatever the people around you knew to do. And here is the part that should stop you cold. They survived, not occasionally, routinely. Archaeologists have found ancient skeletons with healed broken femurs, the largest bone in the human body. A broken femur today requires surgery, metal rods, and months of rehabilitation. In the ancient world, someone set that bone, held that person still, and kept them alive long enough for it to fuse back together. That did not happen by accident. Something deliberate was happening, something organized. And when researchers started digging into what that something was, what they found completely changed how we understand early humans. The first tool ancient humans used against pain was not a plant or a remedy. It was another person. The oldest evidence of pain management in human history is care. Skeletal remains from over 1 million years ago show healed injuries that could only have survived with prolonged help from others. Someone had to feed that person, carry water to them, protect them while they could not protect themselves. This was not instinct. This was a decision. Early humans chose to spend resources on someone who could not contribute. That choice, that single decision, is what separated us from everything else on the planet. But care alone was not enough, because pain does not wait, and an injured human who cannot function is a liability to the group. So they turned to the earth. Researchers analyzing dental plaque on Neanderthal remains found something remarkable. Traces of yarrow and groundsel, plants with no nutritional value whatsoever. They were not eating them for food. They were eating them for what they did to the body. Yarrow is a natural anti-inflammatory. Groundsel has mild sedative properties. Neanderthals, a species that went extinct 50,000 years ago, were already doing pharmacology. They did not call it that. They did not have a word for it. But they watched, they remembered, they passed it down. Generation after generation, the knowledge of which plant did what accumulated like a library with no walls. By the time modern humans arrived in the archaeological record, the plant medicine cabinet was already ancient. Willow bark, the original source of aspirin, was being chewed for pain and fever across multiple continents independently. Not because anyone taught the world, but because humans everywhere were paying attention to the same earth. Then came heat. Fire changed pain management the way it changed everything else. Applying heat to a wound is not a folk remedy. It is biology. Heat increases blood flow, relaxes muscle tissue, and accelerates the removal of metabolic waste from injured cells. Ancient humans did not know the mechanism, but they knew the result. They held hot stones against swollen joints. They pressed warmed leaves against infected skin. They built sweat structures, early versions of what some cultures still use today, to drive fever out of the body through heat. And then there was the most powerful tool of all, the one that modern medicine is only now beginning to take seriously: ritual. When a member of the group was injured or sick, the community gathered. There was chanting, there was fire, there was touch. The shaman or healer was not just performing theater. They were activating something real inside the patient's body. We now know that belief, expectation, and social support directly alter pain perception at the neurological level. The placebo effect is not imaginary. It produces measurable changes in brain chemistry. When an ancient human was surrounded by their community, told they would survive, and treated with deliberate, focused attention, their brain released endorphins, their cortisol dropped, their immune response strengthened. The ritual was the medicine, and it worked. So the next time you swallow a painkiller and feel it take hold, understand what you are actually doing. You are the latest version of something 300,000 years old. The need to stop the pain, the decision to help someone who is hurting, that has never changed. Only the tools have.